You spend hours with your head buried in a textbook. You've highlighted entire chapters, and you've pulled more than a few all-nighters, but your grades are still slipping. You start to think, maybe I'm just not smart enough. But what if I told you the problem isn't you, or even the material? What if it's 6 hidden habits secretly sabotaging your success? If you feel like you're putting in the work but not seeing the results, trust me, you are not alone. It's incredibly frustrating. But the good news is that the enemy usually isn't the subject, it's your strategy. The difference between a struggling student and a straight A student often comes down to a few key habits. Today, we're exposing the 6 most common study saboteurs and giving you a clear, actionable plan to defeat them for good. 1. The passive rereading trap. The first and by far the most common saboteur is passive studying. This is when you spend hours just rereading your notes or highlighting your textbook. It feels productive, right? All that bright ink must mean you're learning. But here's the tough truth. You're mostly just wasting your time. This habit creates what psychologists call the illusion of knowledge. Your brain gets familiar with the words on the page, so you recognize them, but you can't actually recall them from scratch. It's like watching someone else lift weights at the gym and expecting your own muscles to grow. Research consistently shows that students who rely on passive rereading score lower on exams. The fix is a simple but game-changing technique: active recall. Instead of just looking at the material, force your brain to pull the information out. Close the book and write down a summary of the chapter. Use flashcards. Try to teach the concept to a friend. Studies show that active recall can dramatically boost your retention. It's definitely harder, but it's what actually forges strong, lasting memories. 2. The procrastination cycle. Next up is the habit we all know and love to hate: procrastination. You tell yourself you'll start that huge project tomorrow, or that you just work better under pressure. But putting things off is one of the fastest ways that undermine your grades. Procrastination isn't just laziness. It's often driven by feeling overwhelmed or having a fear of failure. The real problem is that it shoves you into a last-minute cram session, which is a famously ineffective way to learn. Your stress levels go through the roof, the quality of your work plummets, and you never really absorb the information. Students who regularly procrastinate tend to have lower GPAs. To break the cycle, start small. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. For those bigger projects, break them down into tiny, non-threatening steps and just focus on doing the very first one. Don't wait until everything is perfectly organized. Just starting is your most powerful weapon against procrastination. 3. Studying without a plan. Ever sat down to study and 3 hours later realized you've just been staring at the same page, jumping between topics, and getting absolutely nothing done? That's what happens when you fall into habit number 3, studying without a clear plan. When you don't have specific goals for your study session, your mind is going to wander. You'll spend too much time on minor details or get hopelessly stuck on one tough concept. This leads to inefficient, frustrating sessions where you feel busy but aren't actually making any progress. Without a roadmap, you have no direction, which is a recipe for wasted time and effort. The solution is to create a goal-oriented study plan. Before you even open your book, decide exactly what you need to accomplish. For example, I'm going to solve 10 practice problems from Chapter 5, or I'm going to create a mind map of the main themes from my literature class. Using a timer, like with the Pomodoro technique, studying in focused 25-minute bursts with short breaks can also keep you on track and prevent you from burning out. 4. Neglecting your brain's basic needs. Habit number 4 is the classic all-nighter, fueled by caffeine and sheer willpower. A lot of students think sacrificing sleep is a fair trade for extra study time. Science screams otherwise. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's when your brain consolidates memories. When you skip sleep, you are literally preventing your brain from storing the information you just spent hours trying to learn. The same goes for bad nutrition and zero exercise. Your brain needs good fuel and oxygen to perform at its peak. Trying to run on energy drinks and junk food will just lead to fatigue, brain fog, and an inability to focus. Studies consistently show that students who get 7 to 9 hours of sleep perform better academically. The fix is as simple as it is non-negotiable. Prioritize your health. Aim for a full night's sleep, eat balanced meals, and get some kind of physical activity each day. A well-rested, well-fed brain will learn more in one focused hour than a sleep-deprived brain will in 5. 5. The digital distraction black hole. You sit down, ready to be productive, and then your phone buzzes. A quick check of social media turns into 45 minutes of mindless scrolling, and your focus is completely gone. This is habit number 5, letting digital distractions run your life. Social media apps are designed to be addictive, and they absolutely wreck your ability to concentrate. Research shows a strong negative link between high social media use during study time and academic performance. Every time you switch your attention from your work to your phone, you create what's known as attention residue, which is where part of your brain is still thinking about the last thing you were doing. This makes it incredibly hard to get back into a state of deep focus. The only real solution is to create a distraction-free zone. The most effective method is put your phone in another room. Seriously. If you need your laptop, use apps that block distracting websites and notifications. Schedule your social media time for your planned breaks, not as an interruption to your focused work. 6. Skipping class. And finally, the 6th habit that's sabotaging your studies. Skipping class. It's easy to think you can just get the notes from a friend or catch up by reading the textbook, but you're missing out on more than you think. Class is where you get crucial context from your instructor that you won't find on the slides. It's your prime opportunity to ask questions, hear other students' questions, and engage with the material in a live setting. Missing class creates small but critical gaps in your understanding that are surprisingly hard to fill on your own, and it often leads directly to lower grades. The fix here is pretty obvious. Go to class. Treat your lectures like your most important, non-negotiable study session of the week. Be present. Take notes by hand if you can, and actually listen. Being physically and mentally engaged in class is one of the simplest and most effective ways to set yourself up for success. So, there you have it. 6 habits that might be the real reason you're struggling. The great news is you have the power to change every single one of them. Which of these habits are you going to break first? Let me know down in the comments. And if this was helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on how to study smarter. Remember, success in school isn't about studying harder, it's about studying smarter. By ditching passive rereading for active recall, breaking the procrastination loop, planning your study sessions, taking care of your body and brain, getting rid of distractions, and simply showing up, you're not just improving your grades, you're building a better foundation for your entire academic future. You've got this.